Hello, I'm Jody, Wolfe, and you're watching Expoz on December 21, 2019, and it is 9:48 p.m. in Birmingham. And topic, this has been driving me crazy. Um, there was something there when Nancy Pelosi went out on all these limbs and, of course, never broke a limb and still hadn't to this day. In other words, she has nothing strong enough that can hurt our president. Had that have been the case, then he'd have been gone a long time ago. But anyway, something has bothered me about this. And I'm going to make two basic comments. One that you will know, and the other I bet you don't know. And then I have a third comment I want to make that I'm questioning personally myself about this. To start with, you have, of course, Nadler and Pelosi and who's this guy that stayed asleep all the time. He died earlier this month. But anyway, impeach. You know, for a long time, I said they had a 40-something word vocabulary, and three of those words is impeach, impeach, impeach. And it still seems to be the case. But why all of a sudden Nancy Pelosi does not want to pass this along and let the ball get rolling? I have a question about that. Before I ask that question, I want to say something about Jerry Nadler that just makes me sick. And then we'll have to do another blog and find out what's going on in Virginia. In any case, Nadler, and there was a gentleman there. I don't have the names. I have the copy. I've just not looked at it in several weeks, and didn't know I was going to even talk about it till right now. But in Nadler's court, they were swearing in someone, about the impeachment of President Donald J. Trump. And they read him the rights kind of in this way. Do you promise to tell the truth under the penalty of perjury? And that was it. So the gentleman being sworn in was sitting there waiting. And then Nadler said, "You going to answer the question?" He said he hadn't finished asking the question. And Nadler got into it with the guy. Said, "He asked you." He said, "I want to hear it again because I didn't hear him ask the whole question. I just heard part of it. You promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth against penalty of perjury." And he stopped. And the guy was sitting there that was being sworn in. He didn't say anything. And Nadler got red in the face, got really ticked about that. He said, "You going to answer the question?" Guy said, "Sir, I hadn't heard the whole question." And the guy knew what he was talking about. Nadler knew what he was talking about. It took a third guy to say, "Your Honor," like to Nadler, he's talking about, "So help me God." Nadler said, "This is my court. It's not God's court. And I don't want God in my court. Answer the question." And the guy said, "I guess." So there you have Nadler, front and center, telling everybody in the world, this is not God's court, and he's not allowed in my court. I would not have answered the question because it is part of a constitutional right for you to have. It's like arresting you and not having your Miranda rights read to you. It's the same thing. In my opinion, it's the very same thing. So when he didn't finish reading, so help me God, and with his right hand on the Bible, left hand on the Bible, the man was in the legal right to not say a word. But Nadler popped a cork. So let's move on from there. And the other thing is just one last one here. And I don't know if this would fall under a different category or not, but it is a speedy trial. The Sixth Amendment to the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, promise you a speedy trial, the right to a speedy trial in criminal cases. Well, if this is not a criminal case, then I don't know what is. So what's the deal there? Why have the lawyers not told Nancy, you get those papers over there now. We want the trial Monday. Why didn't they do that? Or why don't they do that? That is a question that's driving me crazy. And to me, it's the same thing. It is. And I believe the Sixth Amendment would apply to our President Donald Trump, to the United States Constitution, just as it does you or me. So I had to make that point and give you something to think about. Jody, Wolfe, Expoz.